student that persists in asking the powers that be whether they are the powers that ought to be, unquote, Sidney J. Harris. Therefore, it is important that we render account, exhibit integrity and transparency in all the works assigned to us by the students. The Student Representative Council, the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary draws its mandates from the core values and norms of Valley View University. Thus, excellence, integrity, and service. The current administration was duly elected somewhere latter part of April to the 5th of May 2024 through the ballots. With so much fire, just like UNICEF, State of the World Students Report, somewhere in the 2000s, under the document, the child cannot wait. We committed ourselves to championing the cause of students' welfare. Unfortunately, we had a very rough transitioning, or to say nothing at all, till August, where we were previewed to an online meeting as a council. It is clear that we were left to figure things out. Just like your first day at school, trying to figure out where your classroom is located. The newly elected council put a proposal to the school council, to embark on an enrollment drive to ensure that Valley View is duly represented and recognized in the second cycle institutions. This chapter was done on collaborative grounds with the Office of the Dean of Students, University Relations, and the Strategic and Implementation Committee led by Dr. Abdullah Isaka. The primary objective of the enrollment drive was to increase awareness and enrollment of Valley View University among senior high schools in 4 selected regions of Ghana. That's the Eastern Region, Central, Ashanti, and Oti regions. With 30 students, volunteers, it commenced with a training workshop on student engagement, persuasive communication, and a detailed orientation on Valley View University. The team visited 36 schools, participated in 3 career fairs and a zonal day of worship, conducted 16 seminars, and utilized the social media platforms to engage students, parents, and teachers. The outcome. At the end of the enrollment, we had increased awareness targets achieved of 80% out of 9,000 students who had reported for our programs. And this analysis was based on the number of brochures and school paraphernalia that were given out, approximately 9,000 from the School University Relations Department. A compilation of 1,200 interested, or should I say potential applicants, awaiting September and January intake. So the effect of this whole enrollment will be realized during our January intake. We had partnerships established with 20 plus schools for future collaborations. Well, we faced some challenges. Just to mention a few, we had high competition amongst other universities that were present with branded vehicles, branded t-shirts, and then a lot of souvenirs to give out to these young ones who are actually preparing to come to the university. We also had a challenge of distance, trying to track down some schools that were out of our reach or jurisdiction. We also challenged with inadequate funds, which is, I think, always a problem with every institution, and Valley View is no exception. We also encountered low knowledge on career choices in the senior high school. And so we have strongly recommended to the University Relations, the Strategic and Implementation Committee, as well as the Office of the Dean of Students, to have competitive and exciting programs educating our young ones in senior high school on career choices and programs to offer when it comes to the university. However, we did our best in starting that concept of pre-education. Hence, the Vice Chancellor, in the person of Professor William Thompson, has given the Council the mandate to continue its good work in that regard, hence the Enrollment Drive Committee that we just witnessed. The Council was fully inducted into office on the 18th of September 2024 with little resource and no preview to Council past activities and financial status. As I speak, auditing of previous governments is still ongoing after 5 months from elections. Well, I believe that the auditing departments also have come up with their own challenges. Transfer of SRC accounts is yet to be done. This implies that the Council or the current office has no access to funds available in both operational and project accounts respectively. So I quote from the finance officers, outgoing finance officers reports, the financial reports. From our Prudential Bank accounts, as at 17 September 2024, stood at 7,069 cedis, 88 pesos. CGB, as at August 2nd, stood at 7,656 Ghana cedis, 83 pesos. And then we had some money deposited into the school's account mistakenly, which brings our past account with the school to 13,892 Ghana cedis. This financial summary does not give a true reflection of what was left since the tenure of office elapsed at the end of the academic year. That is in July. So our academic year ends in July, 1st July. And so as you can see from the account, it is dating to September, which means that the funds that are available in these coffers belongs to this current administration. And so we cannot ascertain how much has been paid into from the balance that was left in July for this government. Other SRC properties such as Victory Plaza, the school bus, the SRC bus, and ongoing projects, the Passport Committee, the Campus Drive, have not received proper handling and handing over note as well as accountability is concerned. Therefore, as a council, upon several follow-ups, I know that question will come, so let me address it. Upon several follow-ups, have restored or resorted to await the audit report for further clarification and action. Fellow students, all protocols observed. James Freeman Clark once said, "A politician thinks of the next election, a statesman of the next generation." Ladies and gentlemen, SRC Council or the SRC 2024 is thinking of the next generation. We are thinking of our brothers and sisters who will be enrolling next session and next academic year. We are thinking about our next semester because the future starts now. The SRC came to inherit an accrued debt of 26,495 Ghana cedis, 44 pesos, at the Victory Shop on electricity usage. And I repeat, the current SRC came to inherit an accrued debt. When I say accrued, it means that it wasn't put together by the just or immediate past government, but it started somewhere from 2017 and then it has got into our tenure. accrued debt of 26,495 Ghana cedis, 44 pesos, at the Victory Shop on electricity usage, which caused disconnection of power for the past 2.5 months. However, this government has been able to negotiate a payment plan with a down payment of 10,000 Ghana cedis to ECG to defray the debt and reconnect to provide light for the smooth running and to meet the gap of social and educational support lost from the SRC Plaza in the past or the few months. Now we can enjoy our drinks chilled and cold and get our photocopies and printouts once again for our academic purposes. I thought I was going to get. You see, it is not easy to have such a restoration running on a no budget and a no financial standing. It is the little dues that we have collected that has been put to ensure that you are happy. In the plight of this uncertainty and low dues payment from students, we decided to hold the fort through sponsorships and some collections realized from the dues to host part 1 of the Aquaba Week. With the freshest Sabbath, the games, of course, the Aponche Cup. Yes. Oh, I like the yeah, please. And we hosted the Kufuor's Scholars Program to expose our students to scholarship opportunities, which was attended by over 200 students. The Student Representative Council heard the complaints of students regarding registration and worked tirelessly towards its extension. And I believe that we have all enjoyed a 1-week extension of our registration. Sanitation, which is high on the agenda of the Vice President, is no exception, as we work together with the estate managers of the school to ensure that there was water supply to the various blocks during the time of distress. On this note, we want to express our gratitude to the Office of the Registrar and the Estate Manager of Valley View University. Now, in the future, just quoting from a renowned musician, the overall best musician in Ghana, from the last music awards, Stoneball, says into the future. So we are looking into the future to provide you with possibilities from the possibility government. First of all, we are seeking to construct a 9-room simple model pavilion that is going to serve as a night market behind Victory Plaza in the next 2 months. This is going to alleviate night attacks from external entities and hunger emergencies. And so this is going to operate after CAF has closed, cafeteria is closed. And so it's going to start around 6:30, 7. The night market is going to operate. So 11, there about 12 a.m. This will go a long way to boost security on campus. For the fact that the school gates are locked around 10:30, you can still access your kenke, your indomie, your everything that you desire, your cravings are going to be sorted out with the night market. And this has been vetted and approved by the Vice Chancellor of Valley View University. So I think this goes to Professor Kunsin. It is something he's so passionate about, and I believe that you'll be watching, and so we thank you for your support and your encouragement. We have also introduced a revival to the passport program, which has been shared on our media handles, which is currently ongoing, and that of the campus drive. So we witnessed the committee for the campus drive, which will take effect hopefully next week after our mid-term break. We have other initiatives that have already taken place but are yet to be brought before the school because we wanted the approval of the council before we could proceed. Study Abroad initiative with Nexi Ghana, where we had an orientation, an introduction, and a form of agreement during our transition period to ensure that it takes effect this academic semester. We also have the Student Choice Scholarship with the collaboration of the various associations on campus, a 20% cap on every departmental dues pushed into the Student Choice Scholarship to ensure that we give 10 students every semester a partial scholarship of 50% using the nursing department as a cap. Oh. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. It means that if nursing students are paying 5,000 Ghana cedis for their tuition, anyone who benefits from the scholarship is entitled to 2,500 per semester. And we have appointed representatives from the various associations or departments to ensure that everyone is attended to and no one is left out. And so they would facilitate, and this one has a different direction in terms of its recommendations. Now, for the Student Choice Scholarship, we are saying that most scholarship funds cap brilliant but needy students. We are saying that potential to be brilliant but needy. And so you don't need a 3.0 GPA to access this scholarship. All you need is a recommendation from a friend, from a whole team, or from your parents to indicate that you really need financial support. And it is also an achievement in the direction of departmental associations on campus that at least at the end of your tenure, you're able to sponsor 2 or 3 students from your department with a scholarship. We as a council are not ignorant of the health principles of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and so in contributing to the World Breast Cancer Awareness Creation, we, in collaboration with the Nursing and Midwifery Association, spearheaded by the 2 WUCOMs, SRC WUCOM and then the NESA WUCOM, will be embarking on a breast screening drive from the 17th to the 18th of October 2024. There are other projects such as Part 2 of the Aquaba awaiting the 2nd semester intake, renovation of the school field, a central SRC week celebration, which means that next semester we'll be having a central SRC week celebration where we are bringing Techiman, we are bringing Kumasi, we are bringing Takrade, we are bringing Tawale, all to Accra to have a central SRC week celebration. We are also partnering with the Alumni Caucus to ensure that we have a fantastic week. For the first time in the history of Valley View, we'll have a central SRC week celebration. For the first time, we'll have no classes during the SRC week. Fellow students, all protocols observed, ladies and gentlemen, it is imperative to know that all these achievements cannot be done without the efforts of our dear students. And that is why we have not resorted to force. It says if persuasion fails, force is applied. But I trust my students, I trust Valley View students, and I believe that when you said it is possible, we're ready to work together. And so please, before I end my speech, pay your dues. There are great things in store. I want to assure you, and I want to encourage you that your monies will not be put to waste. Neither me or any person in my council is ready to siphon any money that is put in our custody for the running of the student activity. We are going to give you quarterly and timely updates on the progress, the financial standings, and activities of the Student Representative Council. We want to prove critics wrong. We want to prove the older folks wrong. To say that the black man is capable of running his own affairs. It means that as young people, we are responsible and we are capable of running our own affairs as far as the Student Representative Council is concerned. I pray thee that please pay your dues. By the time we return from the mid-term break, our SRC building, the ongoing building, and our shop, the land will be cleared for the new projects. By the speed of next week, it will be done. And you will see the works that we are putting in place to ensure that your stay on Valley View campus is meaningful. As we move forward, let us remember that the strength of our council lies in our unity. Together, we can make a meaningful difference in our school community. I am excited to see what we can achieve in the coming months. And I urge each of you to stay engaged, stay passionate, and stay involved. Thank you for your trust and support. Let's continue to work together to create the best possible environment for every student. God bless you. God bless Valley View University. God bless the council. And God bless Mother Ghana. Good evening.
Thank you, His Excellency, for this address. Our time is fast spent, but I'm going to open room for a few questions, and it is going to be very regulated. So, from the minority caucus, you can ask 2 questions. From the majority caucus, you can ask 2 questions. And from the observers, that is the student population, you can ask 4 questions. So starting, or whoever wants to start. Thank you. But we're starting from the members of the House, then we come to the observers, please. Thank you. Sorry. The Chair of the House. Mr. President, thank you very much for letting us know the state of the SRC. I also like to say a big thank you to you for letting us know exactly the kind of things you have in store for us, especially with the night market. But in your speech, I heard you talk about the financial status of the SRC and how, as of now, after 5 months being elected into office, you still do not have access to the SRC various accounts with various banks. I have in my hand the Constitution, and I am reading from, I think, page 55 or so, Transition Act 2017. And I read, it says, there shall be a transition team which shall include the audit board.
And that's a very interesting. The Chair of the House. This is a challenge that actually baffles me all. It was not in our power as the incoming executives or the elected executives to push However, it was the duty and responsibility of the then Senate to have ensured, because they serve as a legislative part of or instrument of the council, and they should have pushed to ensure that the right things were done. However, we have pushed to ensure that these transitions are done within the next week. And so we have secured signatures to ensure that we have the other part of a document that was presented to the audit for auditing. And so the prolongment of the audit's work was due to the fact that the outgone government or the outgone executives did not present a complete financial statement to the audit for proper auditing. And so we have been referred to get the other parts of the statement for them to have a finalization of the audit. What we can do as a government, when I say as a government, I'm talking about the legislative part instrument, the judiciary, and then the executive, is that we can hold them accountable to proper or due diligence is done to the report. As I said, the financial report that we received was a bit scanty. It was not a true reflection of what we had. Other projects that we didn't receive documents to those effects, and so we have to meander our way through to really understand the whole concept. So I said we were actually neglected on that aspect. So it is up to you, students of Valley View, to seek accountability. And I think that the council can help in that direction.
Thank you. Any other questions from the members of the House? Minority caucus. Okay. So we can now take questions from the General Assembly, the observers. So if you have any question, you can just get that in my hand. Sergeant, you come to you. Okay.
Honorable Chair in the House, His Excellency, I'm not a Senate member, so your constitution, I'm not abreast with it. But I'm a floor member, so I'll go to the floor side. To my observation, I realized that anytime an SRC executive takes
Which your choice of words is. I think you said something like the whole institution is safe. So please watch your words. Second, but please, we are in a house of order, so please. Thank you very much.
The House. Thank you very much for the question. In every institution, there are rules and regulations, and these are to be followed to the letter. We are not an institution of violence, neither are we in a system without regulations. And so I believe that your question has been heard, and the appropriate quarters would address it. It might not be in my capacity as an executive to look at legal issues. However, we can refer to the legislative instrument to do due diligence to these issues. And so I believe that since it has been said, the appropriate quarters will address it. However, we'll also ensure and then do the necessary follow-up to ensure that these things are kept.
Questions, please. Right, we have a question from the member of the House. Honorable.
Chair of the House, and Honorable the Majority Leader.
Thank you.
The Chair of the House, Vice Chair of the House. Thank you very much, Honorable for the question. So during my submission, I said that we are not entirely privy or privileged to the account. However, I mentioned that the little dues that were collected, so it means there's been some collection that has been done with the approval of the Dean of Students to take manual collections with the issuance of receipts from the SRC office. And we handled that as a petty cash to run the other peripheral activities of the council. However, we've had sponsorship from others, including the council, with our Punching Cup. There's a little bit of a rumor. I want to clarify that the council used some amount of money to buy a goods for their Punching Cup, and it was financed by the Office of the President. And so, with a little topple from the council. And so that is it. Other activities, such as the Before Scholars, we received some items to support the program, and they have been really acknowledged. And so this is how we've been running the council. Some are by pre-financing, so it means that we are suffering. You see, we have a mandate to uphold. We have activities and promises to fulfill. And so we are doing our best. But we cannot run a council without finance. Even from the accounts, from the account that has not been touched, yet touched, the finances are very meager. You cannot, what are you going to buy with 7,000? What projects? Can we build a field stand with no, it's not going to work. So please, I know you have your own grievances, you have your own challenges, your disappointments. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a different set of leadership. And we want to engage you. We want to be transparent. So we are urging you all to support us financially, and then with your knowledge and your strength as well, to ensure that we're able to run the council. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Excellency. Okay, Honorable Courage.
Chair of the House.
Thank you very much. Vice Chair of the House, once again, in approaching your question, which is a very, very good question. It's a very good submission. So the Constitution says that the Council has the mandate to continue or discontinue projects on the premise of a mutual agreement of the House or the General Assembly. Now, there are things that probably I believe that in your next sitting, your Senate President, Right Honorable, would make or would preview to the House. From the previous administration, some projects were executed without council approval. Some activities were taken without duress or without any state of emergency, without the council's approval. With such projects that do not have documents in the current administration might not be continued. However, for people to sweat and toil to put this complex edifice, it is something I wouldn't skip. It is high on my agenda as a president to ensure that before we leave office, I want to enjoy my office in the new complex. At least if we could have the first floor done, I think there was an initiative that was taken by the previous government to have a pharmacy running, and we asked that we don't have any document to that. But the council has sought for the need to complete or finish that project. So whichever way would go to make sure that this project is realized, we'll do that. There are other offices or other stores available in the new shop, which would be given out with a consensus of the house, a unified decision, and then we know what activity or business would be run in those stores. But we are going to solicit for sponsorship from various organizations. And we seek counsel and we've sought counsel from people from the business department and then key holders, stakeholders in getting sponsorship. So we are calling on various institutions or various organizations, GASEM, Jata Cement, Dangote, Coral Paint, Azar, whichever paint you have, every paint we paint. Yes, we will take it and then we'll really acknowledge you and then we'll push to ensure that at least we put a support to the ongoing project. It's a big project. Now we have major projects and then we have minor projects. This is a major project. The shelter is a temporary solution to curb a troubling situation that students find themselves in. Attacks at night, robberies, so many things, and hunger emergencies. So this is to eradicate a pending or a current situation. However, this project will not be neglected, not at all. And so funds that we realized from our Central SRC Week celebration will be pushed into the progress of this particular complex. I hope that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, His Excellency. Do we have any other questions from the members from the General Assembly, please? Okay, so without any other questions, His Excellency, please, thank you so much for your time. You can take your seat. On our other paper, we were supposed to approve our audits committee for the 2024-2025 academic year today. But since the finance officer was sworn in just today, I actually spoke to him before the sitting to make those people available. But I think he's been under a little pressure. So I'm going to forgive him this time, and we are going to task him that our next sitting, he's supposed to present these people to the House for approval. Finance officer, please, you understand that? Thank you. I hope I came in clear with my previous statements to the House, members of the House. Is that fair to give the finance officer some time to prepare and bring these people to our next sitting? So he's supposed to present members of the audit committee to our next sitting. Can I have one of you responding to that, please? Can one of you respond, take the microphone and respond to that? Please use the rights. You just got up to use the rights. Right, Honorable Imo.
Yesterday, I was honorable the majority leader. I approved that we give him some time to go and prepare adequately and good for the audit committee. Thank you.
The big man in front of me, I giving me so much pressure. But they are very fine. Anyway, the SRC President wants to give us a point of information. I think he left that in his address, so let's give him some time.
I would write on
The chair.
the chest house. I will be doing a lot of the service if I don't make this important information known to the house. So in terms of continuity of projects, there was a project that was started at the time of former President, His Excellency Mordecai Jumo, and that was a committee that I spearheaded. That is the Special Projects Committee, and we're to come out in the magazine, school magazine. Well, fast forward, we've been able to put together for the first time an SRC magazine. And our freshers are going to be the first batch to enjoy this magazine. However, we are trying to put a facelift to our office, our beautiful SRC office. And this magazine will be available for continuing students to purchase at a very affordable price. Yes. And then secondly, there is an app that is in progress, still developing, or we brought to the house to be looked at, that I want to give you a tip of the iceberg. That is a student's companion software that will be launched at the end of this year for students. And so you can access your class schedules. If a class is cancelled, you can just log onto the app and you know that this class has been cancelled. If there is a release of a timetable, you have it. SRC celebrations and activities should be on this. And it's a student companion. And so wherever you go on campus, if you are home, you need to track activities, both academic and social activities on campus. And this is something that will soon be brought to the council for review. So we encourage you that when we bring this project, we give your indulgence to look at the app critically and then approve it so that we can have it running for students. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, His Excellency. Are there any other matters that the members of the House would want us to deliberate about? Minority caucus, any other matters? Majority caucus. So without any further deliberations, one member of the House should move a motion for the meeting to be adjourned.
The Chair of the House, Honorable President, I move
The minority leader, can you second?
The Chair of the House, Honorable Courage Amajana, the minority leader. I second the motion by the majority leader.
Thank you so much. So on this note, the first sitting of the 14th Senate is adjourned to further notice. In announcements, after we have adjourned this sitting, all senators should wait behind for a short meeting.